All right, guys, so in the last video, we worked on fetching our questions from a questions.json file. So using the fetch API here, we put our questions in a JSON file, and then we basically called to get those questions from that file. So what we're going to do now is instead we're going to use an API called the Open Trivia Database. And this API lets you make a remote API call to get a list of questions. So if you look at their API here, they've got a couple of different properties that you can set on your query. So number of questions, we'll do 10. We'll do general knowledge as a category. We'll do easy as a difficulty. We'll do multiple choice. And then we can leave a default encoding. So we can generate the API URL. And what this does, we can copy this and open this in the browser. And what we'll get back is a list of questions. So you can see here, it's got two properties. One is the response code and then the results. And the results is with the actual data in it. So you can see this is an array of questions. Each question has a category, a type, difficulty, the question, the correct answer, and then incorrect answers. So you'll notice that this, the format of how they store these questions are a little bit different than what we've been doing so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to query these questions or fetch these questions using the fetch API. So we're going to paste in this URL here. So we're going to paste it right into there. And let's get rid of the file explorer. And then instead of doing all of this stuff, I'm going to log out what the loaded questions are. So let's refresh this. Still got our live server running. And I think that's right. So there's our data that we get back from this API. Obviously, this is super easy. This is the benefit of things like public APIs. If I wanted to log out just the results, results. So do that, then I should see that array of questions right there. So what we need to do is transform each of these questions into something, into the format basically that we work with in our app. So the way we're going to do this is, if you think about what we just said, we want to convert the questions that we get into a new form. So we can use a map. So this is iterating through an array and then transforming each item in that array into something else. So we're going to do our loaded questions.results.map. And inside of here, we'll get each individual loaded question. And then we need to figure out how to transform it. So what I want to start with is I'm going to create a formatted question, and it's going to be an object with a question property, and it's coming from the loaded question, and this should actually be singular up here. So loaded question dot question. So the formatted question, this thing right here, that's what we're going to return out of this map. So every time we map through, we're going to get the original question. We're going to format that question into the format that we need and return that. And then we'll have the array of questions in the right format that we need. So we need to start building this up. So what I want to do is I want to get the answer choices, and I want to use the spread operator from loaded question.incorrect answers. All right, so this is going to give us basically an array. We're going to copy that array of what the three answer choices are. These are the incorrect ones. And what I eventually need is 4 answer choices and then the answer for the correct answer in a random position, either A, B, C, or D, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the formatted question.answer. I'm going to get a random number between 0 and 3. So I'm going to do a math.floor, math random times 3, and I need to add 1 on the end of this. So this is going to give me a random index. Did I get all that right? Math.random times 3. Yeah. Random index between 0 and 3. So I'm basically going to go ahead and decide which choice is my answer. And then I'm just going to put that answer into my answer choices array in the right spot. So this is going to be answer choices.splice. And then we're going to say formatted question.answer -1, because our answer choices are not 0-based indexes. We need 0-based index. Then we're not going to remove any elements. And then we're going to put in loaded question dot correct answer. So at this point, we should have answer choices should have all of our answer choices in them with the correct answer in a random position. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to iterate through the answer choices, do a for each, and we're going to get a reference to each choice and the index that it's at. And then we're going to say formatted question, and we're going to get the property choice and then the index +1. This might be a little tricky for you guys, so just want to kind of talk through what we're doing. So we're going to iterate through each of the answer choices that we have here. We want to put them as answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, answer 4, or choice 1, 2, 3, 4 on the formatted question. So to do that, we're just going to dynamically get that property, so choice plus whatever that index is +1, and then assign that choice to that thing. Then at the end here, we're just going to return formatted question. So let's say questions equal. So let's go ahead and assign that to our regular questions, and let's do a start game and see if that works. All right, so we've got an undefined here, which looks like we're missing something on the question. So question, that shouldn't be plural, that should be singular. Let's see if that works. What is the largest organ of the human body? The large intestine, probably. So who is depicted on the $100 bill should be Benjamin Franklin. Looks like that's right. So it looks like we are actually pulling the questions correctly. And the thing we want to fix, so this is super cool. We don't have to store our own questions or anything. We can use this open API. The one thing I want to add here is when we refresh this page, you'll see that we see that dummy data first before we actually pull a question. So what we're going to do in the last video is add a loader. So we're not going to display any of this information until we're actually finished loading the questions, and then we'll display the questions. So that's going to do it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.